Hello and welcome back to the Cars.co.za weekly news. I'm David Taylor and I'm back from my vacation. Let's get right into it. The Golf GTI 50th anniversary special edition, the brand new Audi Q3, and some good news. Some American muscle is on its way to South Africa. Green flag, let's go.
Cars.co.za.
The first story for the week is a birthday celebration. The Volkswagen Golf GTI turns 50. Can you believe that? 50 years of GTI. That is quite a legacy. Technically, however, the birthday is only next year, 2026, but we'll give Volkswagen some slack because production of this vehicle will be towards the end of this year, 2025, and customers will take delivery in the first quarter of 2026. So there you go, everything's aligned. So what exactly are we looking at? If I go through the press release, the Volkswagen Golf GTI Edition 50. And Volkswagen's claiming this is the most powerful Golf GTI production, that is. There's always faster race cars. This is the most powerful production Golf GTI that you can buy as a motorist. That's pretty cool. Of course, you want to know all about the numbers. 2-litre turbo petrol, that's been cranked up to 239 kilowatts, 420 newton meters, and that drives the front wheels via a dual clutch gearbox. There's also an Akrapovic exhaust system, and the car sits 20 millimeters lower than the standard Golf. There are subtle signs that this is not just your ordinary Golf GTI or Golf Club Sport. There's new special badges, lightweight forged wheels, some unique paints like this tornado red. But if you climb inside, how cool are these seats? They're a nod back to the heritage of the original tartan check pattern. I think these are awesome. It's not just about the power and straight line performance. Volkswagen's also added a DCC sports chassis tune, adjusted front differential lock, progressive steering, plus there are brand new semi-slick tires which are sourced from Bridgestone, and those tires, they're going to mean business when it comes to high-speed cornering. And this is something Volkswagen wanted to put to the test, and they put Edition 50 around everyone's favorite playground, the Nürburgring. How fast did it go exactly? 7 minutes 46.13. Now, officially this is the fastest production Golf, but for context, this is not the fastest hot hatchback, and that honor still goes to the Honda Civic Type R. And I can just say from first-hand experience, if you have the chance to drive that car, do it. It is sensational. Anyways, back to Golf. If you take into consideration that time, 7 minutes 46, if you go back to the early 2000s, let's say 2005 to 2010, and you look at what hypercars are doing, it's pretty much the same time. So if you take Ferrari 599 GTB, Lamborghini Murcielago, those are doing 7 minute 47s. And now you have a humble Golf in 2025 doing the same time. That's the progress I want to see. But the important question is, will we get this vehicle? And this is very tough to answer because Volkswagen Group Africa has yet to confirm even the base 8.5 GTI, and there's no sign of the Golf Club Sport either. But given the legacy of the GTI name in South Africa, we're sitting here with fingers crossed going, will we get one? Hopefully we'll get one. And I use the example of the Golf GTI Club Sport S. Remember that crazy two-door, stripped-out two-seater car? We only got 47 of those in 2016, I think it was. That was an incredible car. That was a collector's piece. So I'm hopeful that we will get some Edition 50s. On to the second story of the week, and what you're looking at now, this is the brand new third generation Audi Q3. It officially launches in Europe in October 2025, but you're going to have to wait some time for it to come to South Africa. Audi SA has confirmed a touchdown in the third quarter of 2026. But what exactly has changed? Well, let's talk about that design. It is quite a radical. So what exactly has changed? Well, let's look at that design. And I must say, it's quite a radical departure from the current shape Q3, which now looks quite boring in comparison. This newcomer adopts all the visual elements from the current crop of latest gen Audi vehicles, and it's basically they've taken a Q5, shrunk it by 35%, and boom, Q3. This is not a criticism, by the way. This is a cool thing to keep brand identity similar. But if you look on the details, I'm not particularly sold on the glowing red Audi badge on the back. I think it's a bit tacky, but you can let me know what you think about it. I think Audi is a premium brand, needs to be a little bit more mature about those sort of things. Now, in terms of engines and powertrain, the European market will be getting a new spec 1.5 turbocharged petrol, and there's also going to be a 1.5 turbocharged diesel. Both of these engines make 110 kilowatts, but curiously, there was no torque figure mentioned in the release. But at this point, you're going, really, is there something with a bit more power? And yes, there is. There's a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder, 195 kilowatts, and quattro, because what's an Audi without all-wheel drive? See, it just doesn't make sense. You've got to have quattro. As is the case with Europe, there'll also be a plug-in hybrid model. Now, as much as I want to see the brand new engines here, these new 1.5s, the reality is it's highly unlikely we're going to get them. We've already seen it before with Volkswagen SA going the 1.4, 110 kilowatts, 250 newton meters in the Golf 8.5 and the Volkswagen Tiguan. So fingers crossed, and we're probably going to stick with something that's proven and reliable for our market. Inside, Audi has loaded the Q3 with loads of tech and safety features. There's a new design on the screens, but it remains to be seen what's actually going to be standard and what's going to be bundled into an option pack. It's a German premium brand. You know they love their options. But on closer inspection, one of the biggest talking points is there's no indicator stalk. Instead, Audi has loaded this thing called steering wheel control unit, and it looks a bit fussy. And while I reserve final judgment until I've actually tried the thing myself, I think it looks really fussy. Let's wait and see. Audi has yet to reveal the Q3 Sportback, you know, the one with the sloping roof, the really cool sporty design. And more worryingly, there's no sign of an RS Q3 either. Audi has said nothing, they don't want to talk about it just yet, but fingers crossed both of those models will be revealed in due course. Importantly, the Q3 is a critical model, not for just global, but also for Audi South Africa, and it is their volume seller. But if I look at the sales data, it sells in really good numbers. Up until the end of May 2025, Q3 Sportback was the more popular model, which I found quite interesting. 265 units, and the conventional Q3, 178 units. So I'm guessing that this car is now on run out, and you can start putting down deposits for an all-new Q3 for a next year delivery. Finally, in our last story for the week, if you love American muscle cars, you're going to love this. 2 words, Chevrolet Corvette. Now, these are being bought in by vehicle specialist Rospa. You know those guys who bring in all the lacquer JDM stuff, the Skylines, RX-7, Subarus, and so on? We featured them on the channel before, and they've gone and done it again. Chevrolet Corvettes are coming in. Critically though, and this is probably the most important thing, these are not going to be left-hand drive conversions. These are going to be the full-fat right-hand drives straight from the factory. Because you know, UK and Australia, they're also right-hand drive, so is Japan. We're getting right-hand drive Corvettes. And this press release is quite interesting. We are proud to announce that we are now offering Chev Corvettes to local enthusiasts. Lovely. Isn't that just magic? Like, as a petrol head, this is magic. But which ones? See, the Corvette is like the Porsche 911. There's Carrera, Carrera S, convertible, there's the crazy one. But the 2 models we're going to be getting is the Stingray and the Monster Z06, which you see here, because like the Stingray is cool, but you want the Z06. How rad does that thing look? Let's be honest, they're all pretty fast. The Stingray, let me read some specs to you. 6.2 litre V8, 370 kilowatts. But I think if you're at this point and going, you know what, this is going to be a collector's item, I'm going all in. You need to get the Z06. The claim is the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 engine, 5.5 litre flat plane crank setup, 475 kilowatts, 0 to 100 in under 3 seconds. And by the way, that engine revs to just under 9,000 RPM. Hallelujah. Price? Well, there's no mention of that in the press release, but I'm pretty sure Rospa will announce more details as the cars are coming off the boat in Durban. What a cool collector's piece that will be, and I hope that the people who fork out all the money for these cars will actually drive them around, because petrol heads in SA deserve to see and hear these monsters. And on that good news note, that pretty much wraps up this week's video. As always, I will link additional reading and content in the description below. And hey, Cars.co.za is a good place to buy and sell cars. Right now, we have almost 75,000 vehicles for sale. And hey, don't forget to check out the rest of the website. We don't just sell cars, we offer great tools to make your car buying journey even easier. I will see you next week. Okay, bye.
Scrolling through listings, trying to figure out what's a good deal can feel like searching for treasure without a map. That's why Cars.co.za is introducing Badges, a smart new way to help you find the gems fast. Now, when you browse cars on our site, you'll start seeing handy little tags next to the listings. We call these badges. Each badge tells you something important at a glance. Is the price great, good, or fair? Has the price recently dropped? Is it a fast seller you should act on quickly? It's all about cutting through the noise and helping you buy with confidence. Look out for the badges on your next search, and let's help you find the right car at the right price with no second guessing. You're welcome.